I figured out the secret. Ah! Which way is the best way to peel garlic? This is a lot of garlic to peel, so I'm gonna do a little experiment to see which way is the best way to peel garlic. The first method I'm gonna try is my method, and it takes forever, so I'm only gonna do a couple cloves. I take a clove, I cut off the end. Hopefully some of it comes off with it, but it didn't. And then I take my nail and I try to get under the paper as much as I can. But this is just too long. And I tell you what, my fingers smell like garlic forever. Ah, see, sometimes it does peel off like that. Makes it a little bit easier, but still not great. 2. There we go. 3 down and 50 to go. I think I'm gonna give my method a 7 out of 10 because it gets the job done. It's just not the easiest and not the fastest. The next one I'm gonna try is a container. I'm gonna put a whole bunch in here and then put the top on and shake. All right, here we go. Nothing yet. Gosh, nothing. Hey, there's a couple. Look, 1, 2. Oh, and a third one. All right, I'm gonna keep going, see what happens. Even though all of these came off, the skins came off of that, the papers are still on all of these. So I think I'm gonna give this method a 5 out of 10 since 50% of them actually came off. And while it's a relatively easy method, it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of energy. So yeah, I think 5 out of 10. The next method I'm gonna try is this little roller here. I think it's the same concept as the container, except that you're putting pressure on 1 or 2 at a time and rolling it around. So let's see what it does. Let's just try 1 to start. Okay. Oh, so it smashed the garlic to pieces, but it actually left the paper on it and it smashed, or I smashed it. So let's try that again. But this time I'm not gonna put as much pressure on. I don't know my own strength. Gentle, gentle. Okay, so it definitely pulled the paper apart, but it still has that inner paper. Let's try again. Just very gentle. Okay, all right. Okay. That was 1, not so bad. Cut off this end. All right, let's see. Let's do this one. Pop it in, not too much pressure. Oh, wow, look at that. That was really quick. I'm afraid I'm gonna break it again. All right, oh my gosh, look, 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 look. It just comes right off. Okay, this tool is pretty cool. Look at that. All right, I think I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. It definitely works. It works really well as long as you don't put too much pressure on it. But you can only do like 1 or 2 at a time. So 8 out of 10. Okay, the next method I'm gonna try is putting some of these in the microwave for about 15 seconds. It's supposed to heat it up so that the paper just slides right off. Let's see. Okay, it's definitely warm. And the paper does just want to fall right off. What? That's Let's try a bigger one. Look at, wow! Just pinch it. All right, this method was not perfect, but it was definitely the fastest, and it also allows me to do several at the same time. I think this is a 9 out of 10. I think this is the one I'm going with from now on. All right, I figured out the secret. I figured it out. Oh! All right, last one. Oh!